to do after the storm. If you have had a significant escalation with your child, if they have been very defiant, very angry, even aggressive, these are your 3 hot tips on what to do when things have settled down, when the storm has passed, and you're looking to turn this into a moment that can change the dynamics in the future. Hi, my name's Tamar Sloan. I'm a psychologist who supports parents through the hard stuff. And I do that with compassionate, grounded, evidence-based strategies. So number 1 of what not to do after the storm, have a conversation too early. Your child may look like they're regulated, but their nervous system often takes longer to come down than we give it credit for. And often our own nervous system takes longer to come down, especially if this is a repeated behavior, especially if this has happened over and over and over. You as a parent are experiencing chronic stress, and chronic stress elevates your nervous system to a new baseline. So give it time to discuss this when you are both calm. Sometimes that can be an hour or 2 later. Sometimes that could be 24 hours later. That is the time for you to have the conversations about what had happened and how we can do things differently next time. Number 2, demand apologies. You should have the expectation that your child repairs the harm that they have done in the same way that as parents, we need to repair any harm that we have done in moments when we're really escalated. Your child needs to learn that even when they're super upset, even when their executive functioning is offline, that we need to fix the harm that we've done. But demanding it and standing there and saying you need to do this is a fabulous recipe to have another escalation. Ask for it, expect it, and then walk away. Say, hey, when you called me a sucking bitch, when you said that you hated me, when you threw something at me, when you hit me, that wasn't okay. You need to say sorry. Let me know how you want to do that and walk away. Your child is probably going to arc up at that. There is a level of shame in being held accountable for our actions. Your child is going to deny, is probably going to minimize, is probably going to say, if you hadn't have nagged me, I wouldn't have done it. You're just going to come back to, when we hurt someone in this family, we need to make it right. And then give them some space. Bring it up again 24 hours later. Bring it up again a couple of days later. I worked with one mum of a neurodivergent child who was quite convinced that her daughter would never make an apology for what she had done. She was very defensive and she generally blamed everyone else for what she did. We did this strategy and mum went through it, not being confident that it would have an influence. She asked once, her daughter was highly defensive. She came back to it the next day. The daughter was less defensive, but still refused. 2 days later, I got a very happy email from that mother to say that her daughter had apologized. Number 3 of what not to do after the storm is to let it go. Parents do this because it's